Well, hello everyone. My name is Jonathan Villaman, and I am co-chair, associate director at large for AIA Florida. Welcome to another installment of AIA Florida's Friday Facts, where I cover and attempt to summarize AIA's Florida and AIA in general related topics of the week. Sometimes I also add a little random article or any information that I find interesting that I'd like to share with you all. First of all, just some general housekeeping. Some of the information I'm presenting is from a personal point of view, and it may not completely line up with AIA Florida's stance or any other entity that may appear within the video. I will make the effort to make it clear when I'm expressing personal opinions. Additionally, any businesses that I mention within the video does not mean an endorsement, nor am I getting paid to promote them. I may not really know their inner workings or anything like that. I am just sharing the information that I see, that I may come across, and that I have time to share with you all. So, with that out of the way, this week's topics include AIA National Film Festival, the Young Architects Summer Series, an NCARB survey, and migration information, as well as a couple of 3D printed projects. Those are the little information that I'd like to share with you all. As far as the AIA's Florida Friday Facts portion of the video, we have a status on the People's Choice Award, a statewide preservation survey, a Foundation for Architecture Raffle, changes to the Florida Building Code webinar, the governor signs the largest environmental budget, Florida's April's revenue, Florida AIA convention sessions information, a little bit more of the upcoming webinars, and the 2021 AIA Educational Facility Awards event, before we close out with a quick overview of the June calendar, or whatever's left of it. As usual, if there's a particular topic that you prefer to jump to, please follow the timestamps provided below, along with some additional useful links. So this week, I added timestamps to each Friday Fact topic, something that I haven't done before, so this will make it easier for you to follow or listen to the particular information that you want to listen to. And once again, if there's that particular topic that you'd like to jump to, the timestamps are going to be below. They may be below the description, but the timestamps will be there. So, without further ado, let's just get to it. And the AIA Film Challenge 2021, it's now open. Registrations are now open. The 2021 AIA Film Challenge invites you to share stories of architects, civic leaders, and their communities working together to achieve a zero-carbon, resilient, healthy, just, and equitable built environment. This year, they're asking for a 1.5 to 3 minute short documentary films that can be produced from any device. As you can see, the key dates to keep in mind here is that it starts June 24th. Registrations open June 24th. The submission deadline, it's August 16th. The public voting period, it's between August 30th and October 3rd, and you'll see what that entails down below. And the winners are announced on October 2021. There's a number of prizes, including the grand prize, runner-up, third place winner, as well as People's Choice Awards, which are selected by the public. The grand prize is a $5,000 grand prize. The runner-up is $3,000, and the third place it's $2,000, all cash prizes. There's up to 10 films that can be selected as finalists for $500 cash prize each. And ultimately, there's also a People's Choice, which is a $2,000 grand prize. The judges are, and I'll give a brief description of each. We have Gabrielle Bullock, FAIA. Gabrielle oversees Perkins & Willis Diversity Inclusion Engagement Program, which works to support and strengthen a firm-wide culture that embraces justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. In 2014, she was elected by her peers as a fellow of the American Institute of Architects and served as the AIA's Equity in Architecture Commission. She is a member of the National Organization of Minority Architects, or NOMA, and served as a 2018-2019 president of the International Interior Design Association, and has been named as the recipient of the 2020 Whitney M. Young Jr. Award by the American Institute of Architects. Next up, we have Greg Dutton, Associate AIA. He was raised on a farm in southeastern Ohio, and draws his inspiration from the Appalachian vernacular of his childhood. With projects throughout the United States, from New York to Los Angeles to the rural Midwest, Greg is equally at home designing in open green spaces and in dense urban areas. He believes that the foundation of a successful project is formed through a one-on-one partnership with his clients, and draws on that collaborative spirit when creating. His work has been featured in publications such as Dwell, Wallpaper, New York Magazine, and GQ, as well as showcased on Discovery's Building Off the Grid and HGTV's Restored by the Fords. John Gordon is a director and editor based in Dallas, Texas. He has a knack for curating fresh content by pulling inspiration from numerous industries, and aims to challenge audiences by introducing them to untold stories, diverse cultures, and new ways of thinking. John graduated from Full Sail University with a bachelor's degree in film, and spent his following years in New York and Texas producing work for major brands including Calvin Klein, Fossil, GQ, and the Huffington Post. He has also screened documentaries in the Cannes and SCAD film festivals, and was the winner of the AIA Film Challenge in 2020. John is currently the co-owner of The Modern Reel, a future-focused production company that features projects which highlights the advancement of education, technology, and architecture. Finally, we have Dan Hart, FAIA, and he is the Executive Vice President of Architecture, member of the Board of Directors, and principal with Park Hill, located in Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. Based in Austin, Dan has been the Texas Society of Architects President, the American Institute of Architects Strategic Council Moderator, Chair of the Public Outreach Committee, and co-chair of the COVID-19 Business Continuity Task Force. He will be the national president of the AIA in 2022. He has a dual graduate degree in architecture and civil engineering at Texas Tech, and went on to licensure as both architect and engineer. He has taught architectural engineering at Texas Tech University to senior level students. Dan was a 2017 Texas Tech University College of Architecture Distinguished Alumnus and the founding president of the college's Design Leadership Alliance. That'll wrap up for the judges. If you'd like to find more, once again, the link is going to be down below, which would take you to this website, where, once again, you can read the about, blogs, FAQs, past films, and the like at your leisure. And here we are with the Young Architects Summer Series 2021, also known as YASS. Anyhow, these dates are going to be from July 15th through the 19th of this year. It is going to be an online event. Price is $129 for a limited time. Looks like it's going to be for the next 8 days, so depending when you're listening to this, maybe less than that. Of course, you can also pay it forward and help someone in need, where you get to sponsor some value, some dollar amount to help somebody else attend, another emerging professional. This, I believe, it may be the third or fourth Young Architect series, where you have a winter series and then you have the summer series. This year, or this particular event, we have quite a number of speakers and workshops that are going to be available, and we're just going to give you a quick rundown here of, at the very least, the people and what they're going to be doing. Michael Risica, the head honcho, if you will. He's the main man behind Young Architect, youngarchitect.com, the website, as well as the ARE Bootcamp. Some of you may be familiar with that. But anyhow, he will be a keynote speaker on the entrepreneur mindset. You have Joanna La Bounty. She's going to do a workshop on mindful mentorship for mentors and mentees. Seth Davis, another keynote speaker, Run from Your Problems, an Unconventional Path to Success. Gloria Clotter, a keynote speaker on selfless leadership. Abigail Benjamin, another keynote speaker for the Unapologetic Productivity System. Take your time back and feel good about it. Julia Jack, another keynote speaker, Be the superhero of your own story. Michael Ehrman, it's a workshop and the topic is Technical Acoustics. Justin Banda, another workshop on uncovering the missing soft skills in the AEC industry. Learn the social, emotional skills necessary to thrive. Jeremy Clotter, workshop. He's going to be working with investors to build repeat clients and long-term wealth. Shannon Sardell, another workshop on sketching for meditation and mastery. Julie Foley, another workshop on how to communicate so others will listen. Mastering complex dynamics in a firm. Emily Burton's workshop is going to be on the procrastination game show. How to gamify your daunting to-do list and get things done. Creasy Copper's workshop is going to be on personal finance, while Saritza Martinez is going to be on break the, quote, studying, end quote, mold, using images for increased memory, comprehension, and fun. Towards the bottom of the list, and not in any particular order, of course, or importance, we have Amanda Royale and Amy Holland, a workshop on branding and marketing for small firms, while Adi Asorio and Megan Rivera are doing a workshop on designing your life. Then we have Luciana Triplet, Muna Shahori. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let me give that another shot. Muna Sharori. I hope I got that right. Mercedes Sivantos, Mariela Fenning Mahmood, and Ashley Bell Davis. Their workshop is going to be on successfully launching your small firm by designing your perfect support group. And on the panels, we have diversity and inclusion, while the panelists are Jessica Gardenhire, Parva Marquiu, Deborah Deck, and Timothy Ong. On the topic of urban dwelling project, we have the panelists Mariela Fenning Mahmood, Muna Sharori, my Josh Girot, Christine Monahan. And I hope I'm pronouncing all these names correctly. Apologize if I'm not. And the topics on another panel of Architect Making a Difference, we have the panelists Andrew A's Houston and Nikki Crane. And for the alternative careers, we have panelists Joanne Louis and Paul Keskis. At the bottom, we have special programming by Perla Moller, where we have pranayama, breath work, meditation, and yoga. Marley Williams, Fearless Networking Sessions. Devin Henderson, Friday Evening Keynote, Sharing Your Magic. And Recently Licensed Celebration, which is a Saturday night special ceremony that if you are newly licensed, your hard work and perseverance deserves celebration, including a gold medal. This is where Michael Risica, as he leads the special kind of graduation ceremony celebrating the newly licensed architects from the Young Architect Conference and ARE Bootcamp communities. These are live-only events and will not be recorded. If you'd like to find out more about it, as usual, the link will be down below. And if you still have any questions, you may email Joanna at youngarchitect.com. And Joanna, that's JOANNA at youngarchitect.com. And in NCARB news, as I mentioned last week, NCARB was going to be releasing a quick survey, and here is that survey. It's just literally 2 questions about language. The questions are: rate your level of reading proficiency in the English language. And you have 4 options, from very proficient and a not proficient at all, as well as which language do you prefer when reading architecture related content. There's a list of languages, and of course you can always add an other. And if you have, as I mentioned, if you have another specific language, you can go ahead and submit it. Pretty quick, pretty simple. Please participate. I already did myself. It takes, I'm sure, less than a minute once you actually go through it. And please do so. And the migration from PSI update and additional roll and collect extension. And here, just really quickly to go over some of the highlights, that the earliest candidates can expect to test with PSI in February of 2022. You can schedule an exam with Prometric through January 31st, 2022. And NCARB is committed to a minimum of 3-month notice prior to the launch date. So please stay tuned for more information, as they will be releasing it. And I will try to also to stay on top of it to make sure I share it with everyone. Last week I went over some of this information about technical difficulties from NCARB, and link is down below if you want to find out more and read through the specifics. And one of those articles that I came across during the week was about a 3D printed home. This is a technology that has been in development for many years, and this is one of the many proof of concepts that have been built throughout the years. This one in particular is by SQ4D. It is a firm out in New York, and they recently built a 1,900 square foot home in about 2 days with about 3 workers in total. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more, the video, it's 3 minutes long, and it was reported by CNBC. As usual, if you'd like to learn more and listen to the entire thing, the link is going to be down below, along with the link to the firm itself. In any case, we'll move on to the next thing. And the other item is it's a 3D printed bridge in Amsterdam. I've sort of been following this project in the background since at least 2016, when it was first announced that they were planning to do this. I was still in school, and it was a very interesting project that they were planning on doing this, and it took them, as you know, quite a few years to develop proof of concept and get the tooling done in order to actually build it. Now, this building's actually going to be built and placed across a bridge in Amsterdam. It is completely 3D printed. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, of course, the link's going to be down below to the MX3D website, which is the company that will be building this or have built this. In any case, once again, link down below. And if you're interested, go ahead and find out. And here we are with the Friday facts. First up, it's neck and neck in People's Choice. So not even a week into the People's Choice competition, and more than 5,000 votes from 17 countries have already been casted. So make sure that your voice is heard and follow the link to the People's Choice for AIA's Florida 2021 award. This year we have just a few when compared to last year's entrants. So we have 10. So only 10 entrants this year, all over the state. We welcome you all to look through it and pick your favorites. So firms and contestants are sharing the votes on social media, and it's a dead heat for first place between Hotel Haya, originally built as Ybor City Restaurant in 1890, and the Edison, which was a power plant turned restaurant in Tallahassee. So see more adaptive reused buildings and vote for your favorite at the link provided below. Next up is Florida takes statewide preservation survey. Secretary of State Laurel M. Lee announced the Florida Division of Historical Resources is soliciting input for Florida's 2022-2026 Comprehensive Historic Preservation Plan. And I quote from Secretary Laura M. Lee, It is important that we hear from Florida residents and preservation professionals about their recent accomplishments and future goals for historic preservation in the Sunshine State. This survey will allow everyone to continue the development and completion of our next 5-year plan, end quote. And so every 5 years, the Division of Historical Resources revises the Florida statewide comprehensive historic preservation plan as required for the Florida to remain a participant in the Federal Historic Preservation Program and to receive federal historic preservation funds. If you follow the link, you will be taken to this webpage where you'll be able to participate as per Mrs. Lee's comments. You'll be given an introduction, what it is, the 2017-2021 comprehensive plan, some acknowledgments, and etc. And back to the Friday Facts email. On the Foundation for Architecture holds Raffle. So AIA's Florida Foundation for Architecture is hosting a raffle drawing sponsored by Crawford Tracy Corporation for a chance to win a Mac Pro and a great Apple accessories. Tickets are on sale and the proceeds benefit the Foundation's Architecture and Education Program. Architecture and Education Program is a STEAM-focused, Florida standard-based educational program presented by the Florida Foundation for Architecture. It's a dynamic 8-week curriculum enrichment program that matches professional architects with classroom teachers in Florida. It sharpens a student's math, social studies, art, and other core academics with real-life project-based learning. The more tickets you buy, the better chance you have to win. Simple math. So the drawing will be on Saturday, July 17th at the AIA's Florida Convention and Trade Show at the Hilton Bonnet Creek in Orlando, but you don't have to be present to win. You can buy your tickets online, and AIA Florida will get in touch with you if you're the lucky winner. One ticket for $15, 3 tickets for $39, 5 tickets are $60, and 10 tickets are $100. So the more tickets you buy, the cheaper it is per ticket. And the Apple packages include the MacBook Pro 16-inch display with Touch Bar, Intel Core i9, which is a 16GB memory AMD Radeon Pro 5500M with 1 terabyte SSD, which is the latest model. And the color would be a space gray. Additionally, it will also have an Apple Magic Trackpad 2, also in space gray, the Apple AirPods Pro, free Apple News and Music for 6 months, and 3 months subscription to WeBroot Internet Security. Scratch that. It's 3 months of subscription to WebRoot Internet Security. And if you click down below, you'll be taken to this particular website where you get to enter your information on how they're going to be able to reach you and how many tickets you would like to purchase. And pretty straightforward on that one. And back to the Florida Friday Facts email. It's backed by popular demand, a free must-attend webinar on the changes to the Florida Building Code. This will be on June 16th, and this is a non-advanced webinar titled A Walk Through the Code Changes from the 6th edition to the 7th edition Florida Building Code. This is a must-see webinar for any architect working or planning to work on a project in Florida. You will learn 1 hour of health, safety, and welfare credit. This free webinar will guide attendees through the codes that have been added and those that were removed, providing a better understanding of how the current, new, and future building codes are developed. Note, this webinar is a repeat from last year's 1 hour walk through the code changes, which was held on November 9th and December 9th. AIA members who attended one of these webinars cannot receive continuing education credits for attending again. And about the speaker, it's Brad Schiffer. He's Brad Schiffer AIA, and he is an architect and planner with Brad Schiffer Taxes Inc., an AIA member, and holds the architect seat on the Florida Building Commission. Once you click the register link below, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. You enter your information. As you can see, my information is kind of already there, and that's because I myself already registered to make sure that I learn and I'm up to date with that information. And back again to the email. For this one, there's no particular link, and it's just some information about the governor who signed the largest environmental budget in state history. The fiscal year 2021-2022 Florida budget includes the largest environmental budget in the state's history. And I quote, "The critical funding allocated in this year's budget will enhance the state's steadfast dedication to improve the health of Florida's environment and ensure our natural resources are a legacy for future generations to enjoy," said, end quote, said the DEP Secretary and Chief Resiliency Officer, Noah Valenstein. The budget includes $41.5 million for resiliency, and there's a $12.5 million for the Resilient Coastlines Initiatives and $29 million for the establishment and planning efforts of the Resilient Florida Grant Program. There's also $600 million in federal stimulus funding, which is committed for resilience projects and coastal mapping. There's also $100 million for beach funding. Florida's beaches provide a protective barrier against storm impacts. An additional $50 million in federal stimulus is also committed for beach projects. On to the next. Florida's April revenue exceeds projections. There's no link for this one. This is just sharing information from the email. So Florida's revenue collections for April topped the economist's forecast by nearly 24%, or $797.2 million above projected income. That's the 9th consecutive month revenue has exceeded expectations. And this is my personal take here. I guess the economists are way underestimating Florida. Anyways, back to the regular business. Governor Ron DeSantis says he anticipates revenue collections to exceed forecasts through June, the end of the fiscal year, and will boost budget reserves to above $10 billion, with a B as in boy. The State Office of Economic and Demographic Research says Florida continues to benefit from stimulus checks and redirected spending in the service sector. Sales taxes make up the largest portion of the general revenue. Collections of sales taxes topped forecasts in 6 categories, including tourism, non-durable items, and cars. Also, up were collections in other tax categories, including corporate income taxes, documentary stamp taxes, intangible taxes, and beverage taxes, which beat the forecast by 90%. And that is it for the Florida's April revenue update. Transform your practice. This is more information on sessions that will be available at the AIS Florida Convention and Trade Show this summer, and these sessions and accompanying CE credits will give you a different outlook. These sessions is session D, F, and H. Session D, as in David, it's the other side of the rainbow. A former pilot compares his experience as a fighter pilot to the transformation of an architect, which is also a journey with many external factors shaping who we are and the decisions we make. Session F, practice of future, strategic planning, tactical innovations, and calibrations. Using data analytics, this session will review the implications the pandemic has had on the workplace and evaluate the architect's practice of the future. Session H, design as transformation. This session will explain how engaging a broad and inclusive vision for the future can yield environmental, economic, and ethical benefits. This particular topic does have a register button, and I've provided the link here where you can register for said sessions or events. And I believe this will not be offered online, but don't hold me to that. I am not 100% sure. So you should plan to attend if you are interested in learning on these particular topics. Moving on with On the Boards, this is just essentially a friendly reminder to submit the project you're working on for publication in Florida Caribbean Architect magazine. Submissions are open now for the winter issue on sustainability, but any projects are welcomed And once you click on that, you'll be taken to this web page. Once again, link provided down below. Please share the great work that you're doing out there. We love to share that information with everyone as much as possible. Another quick reminder of a couple of upcoming webinars. As I mentioned, the June 16th, walking through, I walk through the code. But another one on June 24th, it's Design Tactics for Stone Masonry Products. You may visit AIA's Florida webinar page, which I usually provide down below, and I'll make sure that it is there this time as well, just in case. The next topic, which is the 2021 AIA Education Facility Awards event. This one does have another register button for you to register for this event. It is a webinar, or a meeting if you will. Once you click that link, take you to this web page, which once again you can register. The description for this particular webinar is, and I quote, "As education continues to evolve, we must evaluate and measure our success and have an arena in which to test ideas. The Education Facility Design Awards provides an opportunity to engage in critical evaluation and experimentation, not as an end in itself, but in the context of our clients and their needs. Recognized projects represent state-of-the-art learning environments, including early childhood, K-12, alternative, community and technical colleges, schools of higher education, corporate or other specialized training centers, and non-traditional learning environments such as community centers, museums, libraries, nature centers, and interpretive centers." The last topic here is the AIA Film Challenge, which I already covered a little bit ago at the beginning of this video. To close out the calendar, as you can see, there's quite a few events here throughout, but we'd like to focus on what's happening this particular month. And so once we click on that, we see that, let's see, what week is this? So this week on the 16th, we have Miami with a CE webinar. Miami also on the 17th with AIA Miami Climate Symposium, and also Miami once again on the 18th on that same topic, the Climate Symposium. Next week, there's AIA Palm Beach, Gulf Coast, and Fort Lauderdale. As well as the end of the month, we have Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, and Northwest with a few events happening. Once again, follow the link below to take you to this page so you can visit any one of those events if you are interested, if you happen to be in the area at around that same time and you'd like to find out a little bit more. And once again, I want to thank you for your time. I hope you find this video helpful, maybe a little bit entertaining. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.